It's time for the round of 16 Europa Conference League. Let's see if we can do this, shall we? Roll that title. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 32 of the Liechtenstein Challenge here with Vaduz, and I wanted to show you the schedule section of the recent games that we have played off YouTube, and also to not show you who we've got in the Conference League just yet, but we will do that in a moment. But after that game against Flora from Estonia in the Conference League, we had a bit of a break after the January window. So we had Al Ettifaq, and we beat them in a friendly 3-0 thanks to goals from Feniger, Nicolau and Pudel. And obviously that was thanks to the sale of Rajkovic to that Saudi team in particular. And I believe he's doing particularly well there. It's just disappointing he's gone to Saudi, but hey, he's helped with the club finances for a couple of seasons after that. Then, unfortunately, we had a bit of a iffy spell. I mean, you can probably see from here, we hadn't won a game since November. And as you can see in February, we beat Lausanne. But let me go through these just quickly with you. So, a 2-1 defeat at Lugano, and probably something that we didn't deserve to lose. Nicolau with a goal in the 7th minute. Mahmoud and Kevgin again scoring against us, our former striker. And I'll just go into here. Yeah, you can probably see we did not deserve to lose this game, but that's the thing with football. And yeah, it was really annoying. And then after the Lugano game, we had an away trip to Lausanne. A 1-0 defeat to them. Another game where we just didn't perform very well in this match. Went with the 4-1-4-1 instead of the 4-3-3 because we weren't performing particularly well with that. But it didn't make any difference whatsoever. Followed that up with a home game to Zurich, and we've got one of the worst records in the league against Zurich. But yet again, just like in the Lugano game, we outshot them, and on target we had more shots. XG as well was much higher, and just for some reason we just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, which was really disappointing. But we were able to get a 2-0 victory away from home to Lausanne, who we also don't have the best record against. And we have changed our formation slightly, so we've gone back to a 3 at the back, which has worked in the past, and we've kept it pretty well. Luckily for us, they got a player sent off in the 20th minute, Lucas Santor, and it was 2 goals from Azua and Dabachki, which sealed the 3 points going back to Vaduz, which was really nice. And then following that 2-0 victory, we played Servette away from home. That ended in a 1-1 draw and was probably a fair result. Finn Summer getting the goal for us. Jetty scoring for them in the 53rd minute. Then followed up with a 2-2 draw at home against Basel, and I think we deserved this. A goal from Nicolau from ourselves. Deme scoring 2 goals for Basel, and Elias Messinero with a header in the 90th minute to equalise. And we kept that little bit of an unbeaten run going. And we followed that up with a nice 4-1 victory against Stade Lausanne Ushi. Goals from Goliard, Lampert, and Tobias Feniger, of all people. El Jaouzi scoring for them in the 4th minute, but it didn't matter. And we've continued with the 3 at the back formation, which has worked really well for us. Lampert going at the right-hand side, and then Nicolau swapping with Feniger. But much better performance with this 3 at the back, so we're going to consist with it for the time being, and maybe we'll revert back to the 4 at the back, but for the time being, at the moment, it's going to be 3 at the back. And in terms of the league, that's kept us in 5th position. We are tied on 35 points with Zurich and Winterthur. Basel and Luzern taking up the European spots along with Young Boys, but it looks like St. Gallen are going to go on a tremendous run at the moment and win the league comfortably. We did win the league back in 2027-28. I think it was similar. They went on a bit of a run and then they had a bit of a collapse. But it's nice to see that since we have been in the Super League, Young Boys have never won it. They obviously won it 3 years in a row after the Zurich win in 2021, but it's been four different winners. So hopefully we can maybe get there one day. Obviously we can't win the trophy. It would go to whoever finishes second place because we are a Liechtenstein team. But at the moment things are looking okay. The teams in the top six that get into the championship group, so hopefully we can get into there. It would be nice to increase our position from fifth and sixth over the last seasons, but like I said at the start of the last video, Europe is more of a priority for us this season. We're guaranteed. Well, I would say we are safe. We're 12 points away from Stade Lausanne, 15 points off Lugano. So, I mean, if anything goes wrong in the last couple of fixtures, that's my fault. But I generally do not see that happening. Also, just to remind you, we have a semi-final fixture against Thriesen in the Liechtenstein Cup. And just to remind you as well, we will also be playing Toon today, but that will be played off YouTube because I want to get the European games in the video rather than the Toon game. But you will, of course, see the updates for that match. Just an update with regards to a few transfers in between videos. So we have signed 2 players and we've also let go a couple of players, which I'll show you right now. So the first addition is Leon Ebold. He signed from Hallischer FC in Germany. He is a 16-year-old attacking midfielder, playmaker, and I really like the look of him. I believe we only signed him for 110k, so another hot prospect. The idea is to obviously train them in the Liechtenstein setup and hopefully get them into the Liechtenstein national team. That's the goal with a couple of the youngsters that I've decided to pick up for under the age of like 18, to try and get them into that Liechtenstein nationality, because as you can see, it's a long time. It can take up to 5 years, longer than that potentially. But yeah, it's sort of my transfer policy now is to try and kind of bring in players that are under the age of 18, 19 so that we can develop. And then if worst comes to worst, we have to move them on for a profit like Rajkovic did. Or they're over the age of 21, but they have no national caps whatsoever. So the goal is to try and improve the Liechtenstein national team because it's not doing particularly well. But that's the main reason behind the signing. But I'm looking forward to seeing how he develops, and hopefully we'll see him in a couple of years. And another signing, a striker called Henry Bellinger from Jaco on a free transfer. Pretty okay with this transfer. Predicted to be 4 stars potential, but I could see that going a little bit higher. He's already got the potential for a really good player. He just maybe needs to improve his anticipation and decisions, and maybe improve his physical attributes as well. But for a free transfer, didn't play for Jaco, but he's here for a season. We're going to see how he develops, and hopefully he'll turn into a good player. In terms of players leaving, it's only been 2 players in particular that have left. The first is Aris Karoshia, who has gone to Stade Lausanne Ushi on loan for the rest of the season. He wanted to leave, basically. He's played a lot of games for us over the last 3 seasons, but injury really affected him, I think, this season, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was out for 7 months in 2027, and he had a couple of injuries, and he's just not improved in his spell in the last couple of months. And he was demanding that he get game time, and then I think he wanted to leave, and then Stade Lausanne, she came in for a loan offer, and I thought, right, okay, let's get him out there. Maybe hopefully he gets a couple of games for Stade Lausanne and he develops a little bit. and then we'll reevaluate next season because he's on a contract of 2032. So I don't really want to get rid of him because he's Liechtenstein national, but he's not outstanding. But yeah, a little bit disappointing, but I'm not. It's not the end of the world. And then a little bit of a surprising one. Julian Keller basically came out with a demand to play more games in the last episode. So he scored the goal against Flora to guarantee that we would go into the top eight of the Europa Conference League. Unfortunately, he was another one who didn't get many games this season. I think injuries did also get in his way this year, and they don't consider that whatever reason. I don't know why, but he has left to go to Hod in Norway. So hopefully, I mean, he can develop there and improve himself for the Liechtenstein national team. He's already got 42 caps at 23. He's been a long servant at the club, though. I've had him for a number of years, and he's been an okay player, but it was probably the best time to let him go. We might revisit signing him in the future, who knows? But I think there is a lot of better players at the club than Keller, and a little bit sad to see him go, but I'm not disappointed. So, in terms of those two departures, that allowed us to bring Claudio in from the reserves, our Brazilian that we signed from Juventude a couple of seasons ago in Brazil. And he is developing quite nicely. That's the reason why I wanted to bring him in. He's not been doing particularly well in the games, but I just thought of bringing him in because there was obviously interest for him to leave. I also think he wasn't particularly happy in the reserves as much as I wanted to keep him in the reserves. But yeah, he's somebody that I see potential with, and also, if I'm not mistaken, it's not too long away. I mean, it is. Yeah, it is quite long in period in terms of his Liechtenstein nationality. So I wanted to get him into the team to see if he develops. And also with that departure for Keller, it allowed us to bring Christian Weber, who we signed from um, SW Bregenz a couple of seasons ago. Another one who hasn't really done it in the league so far, but I'm not too worried about him. 20 years old, and as I say, the goal is develop them now, let them flourish a little bit, hopefully, and hopefully turn them into Liechtenstein internationals. That's the goal, to get as many players as we can. But he is hoping that he will develop nicely. He looks good, but he just needs to improve his performances in the league going forward, and he'll be all right. Just wanted to give you a quick update on the situation regarding Marvin Boyer. He is our hot prospect goalkeeper. He is doing very well at the moment in terms of his development, which is also a bit of a worry for us, as you can see with the wanted sign in the top left-hand corner just above his head there. He is wanted by a particular team, which I'll show you in a moment. That has basically constrained me with regards to his release clause. That wasn't too long ago that we signed an extension in 2029, so a season ago, to keep him at the club. Fortunately, he is not interested in re-signing at all, and we have also given him a promise that if a bid of 450 does come in, we will sell him. And Napoli do seem to be very interested in him. While I'm kind of worried a little bit about this, it's also a positive if we do sell him to Napoli as well, because if you think about it, he's going to hopefully end up playing for them full time and maybe try and take the goalkeeper's spot in Napoli as the first choice goalkeeper, which means more games and better performances and hey, better time for the Liechtenstein national team. But we haven't received an offer of 450k yet. We had a couple of clubs sniffing around him in the summer and January, and yeah, things haven't really moved on from that, I suppose. I'm going to try my best to keep a hold of him. Like I say, his contract doesn't expire till 2033, so it's not the end of the world if we don't lose him for a couple of seasons. I'm also trying to get rid of any release clause, but we'll see when that comes to that if we get back to a stage where there's potential of a contract renewal. But yeah, I just wanted to bring you an update on that because one of the reasons we brought in a couple of the goalkeepers is because of Holzman and Boyer potentially leaving in the next 12 to 24 months. But at the moment, we're keeping these two. They're going to be the number 1 and 2. And I'll just update you on anything further if that comes in the next couple of episodes. And in terms of the Europa Conference League draw, we were part of the seeded teams, and Aris decided to come out first, and guess who got them? Vaduz. So we will be playing Aris, who we played in the league phase, and yeah, we'll be playing them over 2 legs. With regards to the rest, it's going to be Club Brugge versus AEK Athens. Ludogorets are going to be playing Luzern. Slavia Prague, Panathinaikos. Hacken versus Copenhagen. SK Rapid of Austria versus FCSB of Romania. Sarajevo versus Red Star Belgrade. And Malmo versus Aston Villa. Here's hoping that Club Brugge and Aston Villa meet each other in the quarter-final. I think those are potentially the 2 teams that could win this, so I'm hoping that we'll avoid them if we get through to the next round. Also, don't rule out Copenhagen or Panathinaikos as well. And also Luzern and AEK. Don't write them off as well. Here we go for our first match in the round of 16. The first time Vaduz have reached this stage, and we're going to be playing Aris. This is the team we're going to go with, which is Holzman, Weber, Lacasso, Messinero, Siddiqui and Burley on the wingback roles, Azor and Goliard in the middle, Lampert on the right, Sommer on the left, and Nicolau up front. And then there's particularly a standard bench for us: Boyer, Quatra, Beck, Rego, Araji, Johannesson, Claudio, Dabachki, Sele, Pudel, Feniger, and Sani. I'm just going to go ahead and do the opposition instructions, and we'll see you for this game in Greece. This is it. We're in Greece against the Aris. Aris going to go for their 4-3-3, and we are going to be playing 3 at the back, as you can see there. And it looks like we've got more away supporters than we normally would have at home in Vaduz. You see in the top left-hand corner there. But yeah, any result we can get here against Aris is a positive. So let's see how we get on. We're going to be kicking off. Nice little bit of play here. See if we can do anything. We're on the attack straight away. Sommer to Goliards. Burlier. Balls into Lampert, but doesn't lead to anything. Chance for us. Goliard with a free kick. Doesn't take the shot. Nicolau. Weber? Wow. Christian Weber with his first goal ever for Vaduz. It was a nice little bit of play there. Short pass. I thought Goliard was going to take a shot, but Nicolau and Weber with a striker's finish there for a defender, making it 1-0. Goal. Ball goes back to Holzman. Messinero on a yellow card. Lampert. Back to Messinero. Siddiqui is high up the pitch. Nicolau. Goliard. Theo Goliard with an absolute screamer of a goal, making it 2-0. We are flying in Aris. Messinero with a great ball to Siddiqui here. He's got so much space. And Nicolau should really make an attempt with a header, but I don't care. Half time, and it's 2 goals to the good for Vaduz against Aris. Looking very, very positive. I'm going to say you keep going. Well done so far. I will keep an eye on that Messinero yellow card, though. I might change it around a bit and put Weber onto the right and Probably Rego onto the left, but we'll see. But Goliard doing really well in that advanced playmaker role instead of Lampert being there. I think Lampert prefers being on the wing sometimes. But yeah, Goliard and Ozoa are they're getting a very good partnership together. I am going to make some changes though. So Messinero is going to go onto the left hand side and Rego will replace him. And I think we'll bring on Luca Beck. Yeah, instead of Quatra or Johannesson because they've been pretty poor, both of them in the last couple of matches that we've had. Vince Summers not had a great game. Probably Padel. And then I think I'll give 20 minutes later for Nicolau for Tobias Feniger. Ooh, unfortunately, Thiago has scored for them. Thiago Unio. Brilliant name. And it looks like it's being awarded. So 2-1. They're back in it. Pretty poor defending from ourselves. Yeah, nobody's marking him. Burley, really poor. So probably bring him off. And Nicolau making it 3-1. Oh, it might be offside though. Might be offside. Oh, it is. Yeah, it's definitely offside. Him and Lampert are off. That's annoying. Yeah, I now have a highlight, it looks like. Hidalgo, Thiago, Lund. It's 2-2. Christios Sterigu. I don't think that's offside. Yeah, I thought it was onside. Really poor defending from us. And that's Burley again. And he's just ripped up the defence really there. That's twice down that left hand side. I'm going to go a bit cautious in this last 5, maybe 4 minutes. Fortunately, it looks like they've got a highlight. Come on, Tobias. I need you to press them a little bit. Go on, Tobias. Weber plays it back. Can we do something from this? Goliard. Nice ball to Feniger, although I didn't like how far he was there. I thought maybe he'd be offside, but anyway, Padel, Feniger, Burley, lovely ball into Nicolau, and it's over the bar. And it's over the bar. Well, 2-2 is not the end of the world, and they've got to come back to our place now and win. Same for ourselves, but not the end of the world. And yeah, as I was saying, sorry, I got interrupted, but Ludogorets winning 4-0, Club Brugge beating AK 2-0. Probably the closest one, just like ourselves, Slavia Prague beating Panathinaikos 2-1 at home. But to take a draw away from home to Greece, we did draw against them in the league phase, so it's not the end of the world. I'm just going to go and do this Toon game now, and then we will be back for the home leg. See you in a moment. A convincing 5-1 victory there for ourselves against Toon. Goals from Tobias Feniger, Lacasso, Nataro, and Johannesson of all people, making it 5-1. Alba scoring for them. Yeah, we thoroughly dominated this match, and it was very good to see. As you can see from the stats there, that's kept us in 5th position, 3 points clear of Zurich and Winterthur. And we are also 5 points clear of Lausanne. It's looking likely that we'll be in that championship group, but we still need to slowly keep looking over our shoulders at Zurich and Winterthur. It wouldn't be the end of the world to go into the relegation group, and yeah, have a bit of a European run. Like I say, the goal this season is to do as best as we can in Europe. But let's get to this important match against Aris at home. So here we are for the second leg. We've gone with for 3-4-3. Tobias Fenniger is going to get a start ahead of Nicolau. In terms of the last game, there's only been a couple of changes, but I just want to get straight into this match. Hopefully we can get through. We've scored 2 goals against them, so I don't see why we can't score more. But let's see how we get on. Hopefully that tie against Toon has put us in some good confidence going forward. But it looks like we're going to get the first highlight here. Sadiki to Sally, who is in the starting lineup, and the ball's to Tobias Fenniger. Can he do anything with this? Sally! He comes in and he scores. Good man. Good man indeed. We've kept most of the team from the match against Toon. Fenniger does really well to regain possession here. I thought he was going to have a shot there, but he finds Sally and he puts us 1-0 up in the tie. So Boye is also in the team, Araji, and I believe Padel is the only other changes. Padel, that made it 2-0. Highlight to us, Padel. Maybe it was, I don't know. Weber, Lacasso, Rego, Araji, Araj. Back to Rego, Padel. He should be finishing that. That's 2 chances now from Padel where he should really be finishing them. Oh, that could have been 1-1. We're doing okay here, but I feel like we need a second goal. I feel like we need a second goal. I'm not going to make any changes so far, but I am considering 1, maybe 2. I am going to take off Sadiki. He's looking a little bit tired. We're going to bring on Luca back for him. We're also going to bring on Messinero. We're going to put Weber onto the other side. And I think we're going to bring on Mr. Sommer for the last 30 minutes. Just as a bit of extra pace down that left-hand side. So a couple of changes. Can we maybe get that second goal? We really need it. Aris looks like they're dominating a bit more here. I think it's going to be Mr. Lampert as well coming on for Goliard, because Goliard's not had the greatest of game. And I am also looking at that last maybe substitute. Made 4, possibly 5. There we go with a good free kick. We don't make it easy for ourselves, do we? We do not make it easy for ourselves. I think a Raj will come off for Mr. Burley. Highlight for us maybe. Burley. Sommer. Lampert. Well, got 4 minutes. Last highlight, maybe. Burley. Just a simple throw-in, mate. Lampert, Sommer. Lampert. Oh, Zoa, if you make that 4-2. Just eases those last 2 minutes. Last chance, maybe. We are through to the next round. We are through. We weren't very good tonight. We weren't very good. We've just edged it. Looks like Slavia Prague have gone through. Club Bruges. Ludogorets didn't really have much to play. Slavia Prague, though. And we've got 514 grand. When is the draw? 22nd of the 3rd. Okay, so it's going to be here. So it's going to be after the Winterthur game. So you're going to have to wait and find out, just like me, everybody. Yeah. So we are through with the likes of Club Bruges, Ludogorets, Slavia, Copenhagen, SK Rapid, Red Star Belgrade, and Aston Villa, who have already won the competition as well. It's going to be interesting whoever we get in the quarterfinal. Very interesting. There's always the chance, maybe. I'm just saying, it's not impossible for us to win it. So the next game will be the game in the Conference League there, as you can see, on the 11th. I will pose a question to you. Should we just do that game for that video and then do another video after that, or should we be doing what we've been doing, like, for example, you've seen with the Aris game, Toon, and then the Aris game, because there is 2 games in between that. So do let me know about that. Well, there you have it. A 3-2 victory on aggregate against Aris of Greece. And we will find out who we get in the quarterfinal and the semi-final of the Conference League, if we get to the semi-final, of course. But I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm really looking forward to this end of the season now. Let me know your thoughts with regards to the games. If we do them 2 separate episodes, I'm happy to do those. If not, we can do it all in one, like we usually have. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do those 3 remaining games off YouTube, and we'll see who we get in the quarterfinal. If you have enjoyed the video, please do make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you very much. Take it easy. Stay safe. Bye, everybody.